Merhaba to our Techi friends in Turkey and hello to everyone. This is our next tutorial in our series on web scraping using Python. I'm Scrappy and this is World Web Scraping. There we go. Hello and welcome to World Web Scraping, and this is our next tutorial in our series of web scraping using Python. Today we will talk about how to scrap data from Amazon. So we will go to amazon.com and we will look at a product and we will scrap all the related data. So let's get started. So guys, this is the Amazon page, and I'm looking today, and I'm actually looking for sneakers here. And I will be scrapping information related to one particular, and you see there are so many of these sneakers here, and we will just grab a particular sneaker, and we will take out all the data related to that. So if you remember one of our tutorials we did on that newegg.com, and we were scrapping the data for the graphics card, if you remember that. And we had that site was in an e-commerce site, and it was kind of similar to this Amazon website, and we scrap a lot of data from there. Today we will go into a particular product, and we will grab some of the meaner details that we will not see on this front page itself. Okay, so this is the sneaker we are looking at today, and we'll scrap all the information related to this particular sneaker. So what we have here, what I will be grabbing today is that the brand name, the name of the product. Then we will grab the ratings of the product and the price of the product, and then we will go here on the size chart, select the size, and we are going to scrap all of the size that this product comes in, and then we are going to scrap the data related to all of these colors that it comes in. So you see the colors, it's here, but it changes as I scroll through these images here, right? And the same way this comes under a drop down, and so we will see how to grab all of this kind of information. So let's get started. So pay attention what I'm doing here. I'm importing my standard library. So from urlib.request import URL open, from bs4 import beautiful soup as soup, and import request library. So run the cell. So first I'm trying to open this URL using my URL open method from the URL lib library, and if I run the cell I will not be able to reach Amazon site because Amazon does not allow scraping that easily. So they have their security features in place which won't allow me to scrap data that easily. So what happens is if I send a request by using URL open, Amazon will deny that request. If I run the cell, see we got an HTTP error, and the error is 503 services unavailable, so we cannot access this Amazon's website using the URL open. So that's what the reason I import URL open library here to show you. So if you have followed our previous tutorial, and so if you tried to go into some websites but you are not able to reach those websites, and you were getting some errors, say 403 or for one forbidden error or some 500 errors, so you check this request library. We had told in our previous tutorial, so you can use the request library, and using the request library you can easily access any website just bypassing some headers or cookies or creating sessions. So what I'm going to do now is I'm defining my header, and I'm going to use my request library, and I will pass on headers also with my URL, so that will allow me to access this Amazon's website. And so here I'm passing user agent. This is my header. If you go here and go to network and access the first request, the get request here. So you will see the headers, request headers, and here it is a user agent. So you copy this user agent header and assign it to your header object here, and you make it a dictionary. So header will always be a dictionary. There will be a key and there will be value. But in addition to that, we need to add this referer, because this is the referer, and you have to copy this also and add it into your header. Why this is required now? Because you cannot reach this page directly when you go to a browser. Even what is the logical way to reach this page is that you will go to Amazon site first, and then you will search for sneakers. Then you will search for sneakers for men, and then inform you that you will find out this particular sneaker, and then you will click on that link, and then you will reach here. So if you try to access this link directly, what will Amazon do? It will again block you, because it will think that the bot is trying to access the website. So they will block you because you are directly landing on this particular page, but that's not the usual way of reaching this page. So what refer is doing here, refer is telling us that which page we have come from to reach this page. So what was our page before this page? So if we add this refer into our header, we will be able to access Amazon's website. So that's what I have done here. I have added my refer also in my header, and I will run the cell, and I will pass this header along with this URL for that particular product. And now what I'm doing here, I'm creating an HTML object, and I'm calling a request.toGet method. So don't get method from the request library, and I'm passing my URL, and I'm passing headers, so I'm assigning headers in a header. So that's what I'm doing here. And if I run this cell, so we have got the response 200. So that means our request was successful, and we were able to access the Amazon website now, and we were not blocked, and we didn't get any error. So that's how you can bypass these things, and bypassing headers and cookies and stuff, so you can access the websites. So now that we have got this HTML object here, so what I'm doing is I'm creating my beautiful soup object here. So I'm calling soup, and on that I'm calling html.content. So if you remember where we used the URL open library in our earlier tutorials, we used to do html.read. So but when we use a request library, we don't have a read method on the HTML object. So we have to call .content method, and that .content will give us all the complete HTML page. And if you run this cell, we will see that, and we will have all the information. So this here we have grabbed all of the HTML pages, and we have all the information related to our product here right now. So now let's get started. First we are going to scrap the brand name. So let me type that. So first thing that we want is a brand name. So the first thing that we want to grab is the brand name, and to grab the brand name, but we are going to do is let's inspect our product here and go to this and inspect. And so we go to elements. So here we see that our brand name is under this div tag, and its class is a section, is spacing none, and after that it comes to a tag, and in this href we have this here in the text. So we need to grab this text basically. So that's so what I'm doing here is I'm calling that bs object. So that bs object dot finds all, go to div, and where the class is a section is spacing none. Give me that all of those places, all of those tags, and this is where we reach now. What we need to do is we need to go to this a tag, and from there we need to grab this text. So as you know, that finds all methods give a list, and so to grab this text we need to grab the first element out of this list. So I'm calling the index 0, and let me just pass that. So I'm going to the index 0, and from there I will get this element out of the list, and after that I'm calling the a tag, and from that a tag I want to access the text. So let me show you what 0 will give me. So this is a 0 gives me, so if I call the 0 indexes, it will give me the first element out, and now if I call that a method, so it will give me just the a tag, and from this a tag now I need the text. So I will just call dot text, and here we got our brand name. So it's that as easy as it could get, so it's not that difficult. So guys, and that's what we have done. We have grabbed our brand name. So let me write again one cell, and now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to grab the product name. We are going to grab the complete product name, and if we see here back, and if you go back inspect, and here with our product is under this span tag, and we have ID is product.title, and if we see here, so if we just call this h1 tag, and if you just get the h1 means it is the header. So if we just take out this header, and if we just take the text out of that, then we will be able to get this, so we don't need to actually go to this span and then find your ID or something. We will just ask directly call h1 tag, and out of that we will just take out the text. That's what we will do. So that's what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing, bs object.h1, and let me run this cell. So this is what if we call .h1, this is what we got. Now we need just this text from there. So to do that, what I'm doing is calling .text, and on that trip to remove any extra spacing and everything, and this will give me the name of the product complete name. We have got Lacoste Men's Carnaby Evo 127 US SMA sneaker. So that's what we got here. Now the next thing that we want to grab is the rating. So let's go to the ratings and see where the rating is coming. So the rating is coming under this I tagged, and the class is icon minus a icon star star 3. So we can reach this I tag, and then we pass on this class, so we will be able to reach to this rating. And if we expand this, we see that it comes here after the span class in the span tag, where the class is an icon alt. There we have it as a text, so we need to grab this text out now. So that's what I'm doing here, the next thing. So let me type it. What we need now is the rating, so I'm doing the same thing again. So bs object.finds all, go to I tag, find this class, and from there just take out the first element and give me the text. So that's what I'm doing, is as simple as that, and we have got it out 3 out of 5 stars. So we have got the ratings. Now after the ratings, I wanted to grab the price of the product. So let's go to the price, where the price is coming. So the price is coming under the table. This is a complete table actually that has the price. So if we go to this table and grab out all those rows of the table, that is TR, and from that if we just grab the text out, so we will be able to reach our price. So that's what I'm going to do here. Now again I type it. What we want here is the price. So we want to grab the price. So what I'm saying here is bs object dot find all, find me the table where the class is. this, and out of that, so just give me out the first element. That's what I'm doing. So that's what I'm grabbing. So now if I passed, so if you seem like we have all these tr here, so if I just grab the tr tag, that will give me the row, all the rows of this table. And if I run this, so I have got all of these rows. After the tr tag is coming out of that, I need to go to now the span, because if I go to this span tag, I will be able to reach here. So that's what I'm doing now. I'll just pass it, and so when we do a dot method, dot means that it is a find method. Find also, when we do find method, when we use the find method of the beautiful soup library, so it will just look for the first instance of that tag. So when I say that we look for span, so it will look for this first instance of the span. So we are lucky that our span is here, otherwise we will have to do a find all and then take the things again out. But our first span itself contains our price. So that's why if I just call the span after the tr, I will be able to grab this line, and out of this line I just need that text now. So I got this text out, and this is the price of my product. So we have got the price out. Now in the text code that we want to do is we want to grab all the sizes that this product comes in. So it will contain all the size from 5 to woman's 12. So that's what we are going to grab now. So let's go and just check where this is coming to inspect, and it takes us here that it is on the span tag where the class is drop down prompt. That's not what we are going to grab. So this span class button inner, if we reach this span, then we will be able to grab our sizes. So if we go here and the select and name drop down, select size, and here we have all of our information. You see here we have size 5, size 5.5, size 6.5. So that's what we need. So that's what I'm doing here. So the next code, we are grabbing the size. So what I'm doing is I'm calling for loop. So first what I'm doing is bs object.find all, go to span tag and go to class a drop down container. So that I'm calling this class and coming to this span tag, and from there I'm going to this class. So what it will do, it will select this class, and it will give me this complete information. Now from there, what I want is I want to grab the things one by one. So let me just run this information one by one, and we will see it in the parts that it looks like. So this gives me this complete information, and this list contains only one element because we don't see any comma separating the two elements. So but it has all our complete information till here. It has our all information. So now what I'm doing is I'm calling the index, and I'm taking this element out of the list because we want to do the further operation, and we won't be able to do that on our list. So I got it out, and now what I'm doing is I'm again calling find all option. Why I'm calling options? You see here now that our size information is under option tag, so we want to reach this option tag, and from there you want to take out the text. So that's what we want to do. So what I'm calling that go to option tag, but I don't want this option tag, because this just gives me the select. I don't want to grab the select, I want to grab just the sizes, so there is no need of taking this select out. So for that reason, what I'm doing here is find all options and just give me all the elements starting from 1. So don't give me the item that is on the 0 index. That's what I'm doing. So what it will do, it will give me all of those items. Now I will call for loop on this list. So if I run this just and this much of code again, now what happens is we got a list, and this list now has multiple elements. We see a comma separating each element now. So guys, what I want to do is from this list, I want to grab each element at one time and take out the text from there. So to do that, we have to call for loop. So for a in bs object.find, all of this information gives me .text and a stripe. So a.text will give me our sizes, and .stripe will remove any extra spacing from there. So let's run this, and this is what we got. We have got all of our sizes out, so that's done now. So next, what I want to do is I want to grab the color out, that we're the last thing that is remaining on our this page. So next we will take out the color of the shoes, what all the color of the shoes is available in. So to do that, let's go back to our page and see where color information is coming. And so if I go here and I inspect, so you see this image. This image contains the information that we need. If we go to image, and from this image, if we grab this alt tag, that alt tag contains our information. So we have to reach this image, and to do that, we see where this is. So we can go to this span tag, and where the class is a button inner, and from there we can go to image tag, and from there we can go to alt attribute and take this black and white out, and the same way we can grab all of the other colors. So guys, for that what I'm doing here right now is because one more thing, show you this. So if we go a bit back onto this, and where we have the complete information, actually, because a span div, a span li, so this li tag, this has the information that we want. This is the complete image that is here. So this complete image has all the information. So is this li tag. This contains an ID color named 0. So if this information is important for us, because that's how the colors are assigned here. So if I go to the next color and I inspect it, and if I go to this li tag again, back up, so you see the color name is a color name 1. So that's how the colors are given. Color named 0, column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So that's what we want to grab now. So that's what I'm doing here. I have li class ID. So because we have multiple colors here, right? Color 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't want to write again and again the color. So for that reason, I'm creating an empty list here. So what this empty list is, and I'm assigning it to the back to colors variable. And what I'm doing is now is I'm creating a for loop. So for a in range 0 to 6, we have total 5 or 6 colors, color 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have got 6 colors, so that why I have given range 0 to 6, and I am assigning name is color underscore name underscore, so that that's what we have here. We have color underscore name underscore 1, so the color underscores name underscore remain the same everywhere, just the last number changes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I go into this range and I just grab one number at a time and that concatenate that with this color underscore name underscore with a sign and making it a string, so that will give me all of my color names from 0 to 5. So that's what this is doing here. So now I'm doing colors dot append name. Let me just take out this much of code and let me run it into a different cell, and I will print the colors list here. And if you see, this is what happens with this loop. I have got all my color names here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now what I'm doing is that bs object dot finds all, go to this li tag, go to id, and I'm assigning this list that I have created here so to this ID key. So the value of this ID is a list. It's not a single name now. It is not a single value. It is a list, and we can assign a list here, and that's what I have done. So and now I'm calling for loop. So what will happen? So with this for loop, it will assign one single color out of this list at one time, and then it will go to that color object, and then it will go to the image tag from there, and we will take out alt attribute. So that's what will happen. Let me move this cell up and let me run this. So you see this, then we have got all of our colors: black, white, white, green, white, navy, white, red. So we have got all of our colors information here. So if I have not written this for loop here, and if I have not created this list here, what would have happened is I would have to assign each this color name 0, color name 1, 2, 3 again and again here to take out one color at a time. So to avoid that, I have created this list here, and I use that list here as a value to this ID key, and from that I again did the for loop on that, and I got this thing out. So from color, go to image and give me the alt attribute, and the alt attribute has our color information. So that's all. That's how you can go to Amazon and you can grab the information related to a particular product. So be careful in a way that if you are getting errors, like you might be go earlier today using URL open library, so you try to use the request library and check the headers. Don't blindly put any headers. Just in this case here, just putting headers with the user agent actually will not work. We need to give a referrer also, so try to use just the user agent once. If you fail, then try adding referrer. If you still fail, try adding some more of these you like headers there, and you will ultimately reach the website. So that's how you can play around in these websites. So do inspect your page carefully, and you can only extract the information from a page when you understand what the page is, what all the tags are, and how you can connect to that page. As long as you don't understand that, it will be difficult for you to grab that information. So first understand your page, and then try all of these different methods. Try using headers and adding more headers. If that doesn't work, try using cookies. Try creating a session, and you will be able to reach this website. So that is all for today, my techie friends. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video tutorial, and do not stop visiting our website. Leave your comments below and ask me any question you have. I will be very happy to answer them. Link is given in the description of this video to get code and full material. Stay happy, stay safe, stay touchy.